The seasons come and go like thoughts of you. Like a wave returns to the sea, into the blue. They change but in a cycle that I can't lose. Each painful but delightful to live through. You came into my life just like another season. Not for long, just a time, just like another season. Maybe this time next year you'll reappear for no reason, but I'll cherish every day until you come my way this season. The seasons turn and change just like your mind. Like the sun gives into the moon, into the night. Time continues marching, it slowly crawls. With each new one starting, I recall. You came into my life just like another season. Not for long, just a time, just like another season. Maybe this time next year you'll reappear for no reason, but I'll cherish every day until you come my way this season. Each time of year carries memories, like a never fading whisper in the breeze. Oh, we will keep on changing all over again. Yeah, we will keep on changing, just like another season. Don't want another day without you by my side. Oh, this season. You came into my life just like another season. Not for long, just a time, just like another season. Just like another season.
And we're live. We'll confirm in a moment. I'll confirm if y'all are able to hear me in a moment. How's the audio? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. I hope everyone is doing phenomenal. Hope y'all are having a goated, an incredible New Year's Eve. Now, why are we going early? Well, you know very well if we go later, you all are going to be busy with your families, and you're not going to want to hear William and theology talk tonight. Instead, you're going to be debating with your families there at the table, right? And enjoying fine drink and fine food. And I also wanted to do an early show for my people, my dear friends and brothers and sisters in Europe, so they can be able to tune in. I like doing at least one a week so they can tune in. And I want to give a shout out to one of them, the incredible, the phenomenal Joro, who is a lioness for the faith. Truly, truly a lioness for the faith. I want to give a shout out to Joro. God bless you, Joro. Hope you are doing great. Hope you are having an amazing, amazing day. Evening. It's evening, isn't it? Evening, isn't it? God bless you, Joro. Thank you for your incredible support. Happy New Year to you and your gorgeous family, William. Many glad tidings. May 2026 bring much joy and fulfillment. God bless you as well. Thank you so much for your support. And as you all know, we are here able to do what we're doing because of support like yours, Joe Rowe. Thank you for your support. Tuning in from España. Buenas tardes. Tuning in from Spain. Where are you all tuning in from today? And tomorrow, as you know, for those that are a patron, you know very well, tonight, we've got 2 days in a row, special Mariology episodes to celebrate the feast of our Holy Mother's Day, Mary, Mother of God. Tomorrow, get your behind the Mass. So we're doing a great show, special show today, talking about Holy Mother Mary and the saints. We're going to open it up. Anything you may have in your mind. I don't care what you got in your mind. Anything you're able to ask me. Or if you want to debate, William, I'd love to dialogue with you and debate with you as well. The goated mythical, God bless you, brother. Thank you for your support. We're able to do what we do here because of goated 30-inch bicep legends like you, brother. Thank you for being an incredible moderator and member, my friend. Thank you for your support. And all of you all, we want to talk about intercession. Can the saints hear you? Can your loved ones hear you in heaven? Can they intercede for you in heaven? And then is there biblical evidence of that? But before we dive in, I hate having to do this. I hate it. I hate having to do it. But every now and then, by the way, I'm still enjoying that debate from yesterday. That was great. Thank you, Faithful, for showing up. Still enjoying that. As you all know very well, I don't like bullies. I don't. And in particular, bullies that try to treat Christians horribly. I will be their bully. I will be their bully. I don't like bullies. I don't like them at all. So I'm very happy with the result of yesterday's debate. God bless you. God keep you all. Now, with that in mind, another thing I don't like having to do, every now and then we'll get a message on YouTube. There are a lot of people that claim to be Catholic and they hate Holy Mother Mary, or they hate the teachings of the faith. They're not Catholic at all. They're not Catholic at all. And one of them in particular is this lunatic right here, who, in my opinion, is mentally disturbed. He's not Catholic. He hates Holy Mother Mary, cannot stand her. And he left a message under my video. So I'm going to pin the link to the show right now. We're going to see, because we called him out, we're going to see the cojones that Polo claims to have. We'll see if he has any at all. The link has been pinned. We're going to see if he's got any. By the way, shout out to you, Joe Rome. More than earned that. More than. And there are others in line as well. More than earned it. Happy New Year's to you. You guys are incredible. You guys are goated. The goated Ralph. Hi, y'all. Brother William, hi. And you guys are still doing that, aren't you, man? I love you all. Happy New Year's, everyone. You guys and gals got to let me know, what are you all doing tonight for New Year's? Are you enjoying a few beers? I'll be enjoying a few beers. What will I be enjoying? A few Andix Doppelbox. That's what I'll be enjoying. And, of course, right now I'm enjoying a Mr. Pibb Zero. I'll be enjoying a few of those later on. The goated Ralph, thank you for your support, my friend. And all of you all, we are here able to do theology day in and day out because of you all. And we're incredibly grateful. But we don't like it when we get comments like this. I pointed out how Origen is not an early father, but apparently this so-called Catholic doesn't like it. William, from one Catholic to another, stop misrepresenting for views and clicks. If there's one thing I don't do, is misrepresent for views and clicks. If I was here all about views and clicks, there would be clickbait images of my jaw dropped with fake titles to draw the audience in. No, I don't have to misrepresent. You are actually weakening the fathers of the church, he says, with my intellectual dishonesty. Because I pointed out that Origen has been condemned. He has his whole written undies in a wad. You must distinguish between his private speculations and his church teaching. So apparently, it was only a private speculation to investigate into universalism. But to call Mary a sinner was official church teaching, according to this bonehead. By the way, the link has been pinned. Where are you, Polo? Where are you? To come up and defend this. Because you apparently, I'm only a convert to the faith. I don't know about the faith, despite the fact that I work with one of the top Mariologists. Actually, I work with the top Mariologist in the world. I have published with the top Mariologist in the world. Yeah. I have been endorsed by the top Mariology Institute in North America. I've been officially endorsed. I have been endorsed by the ex-head of the Vatican Theological Commission. I have been endorsed by Catholic cardinals and bishops. Right. But I don't know my Mariology. Well, Polo, you do know it. We're waiting for you to come back here, Polo. We're waiting for you to come back here. Because clearly I'm poisoning the well. And it is official church teaching, according to Polo, that Mary was sinful. That's church teaching. I need to distinguish. Now, I know what he didn't mean to say that, but he's a bonehead. He doesn't know any better. We're going to wait for Polo. We'll give Polo a little bit of time to come back here and defend his so-called Catholicism that he claims to hold to. So he then says, Origen's homilies, where he says Mary doubted, were official sermons preached as an ordained priest in front of bishops, no less, who didn't admonish him. Where on earth is the evidence that Origen is preaching in front of bishops who don't admonish him? I'd love that evidence. I'd love it, and no doubt Polo will come back here right now. Polo's getting ready right now. He's getting dressed to come back here. Polo's ready. He's telling his family, hold on, guys, I'm about to go show that fake Catholic. I'm about to go show him. Polo, he'll be back here in a moment. Right, Polo? You'll be back here in a moment, right? Yeah, you'll be back. I know you'll be back here in a little bit, man. I know. You'll be back here. We're waiting on you. But he then says, by the way, that's ridiculous. What does it matter if he were an ordained priest? People know very well that Arius was clergy, and Arius very clearly taught heresy. What does it matter if you're ordained? Does it mean that you're then exempt from teaching heresy? Really? I guess Nestorius wasn't a patriarch. Who was he? I guess he was just somebody off the street. This is a kind of logic you find from people whose brains are in the gutter, who hate the Catholic faith. He's not Catholic. I can tell you right now, by reading this text, he hates the Catholic Church and he hates Holy Mother Mary. Nobody is going to try to force hatred upon Mary the way this lunatic is doing. So look at what he says. If this were heresy, the church would have discarded it. Instead, St. Jerome translated these homilies, and Basil the Great taught the same sort of doubt in letter 260. By the way, a translation of homilies never ever indicated, because Jerome translated a lot of things, even initially. Remember, initially he believed in the Deuterocanon, then he denied denied the veracity of sacred scripture, still translated them, and then later accepted them as he did in the beginning. Translation doesn't mean that you believe every single thing or even believe anything in the text you've translated at all. St. Jerome was a biblicist, a great translator. Jerome never had the interpretation that Origen had. By the way, we're only going to go over this for a little bit. Then we're going to move on, and I'm going to open it up and allow you all to come back here. We're going to talk about whether or not the saints can hear our prayers. But apparently, Basil taught the very same thing. Well, we're going to look at what Origen taught, and we'll see if Basil taught it. Because then he says, even Catholic scholar Ludwig Ott admits the Greek fathers attributed faults to Mary. The consensus you claim doesn't exist. Now, what he doesn't tell you is that these faults, as Ludwig Ott points out to, are faults that the fathers said point to Mary being human, not Mary being sinful. There's an enormous difference. Origen taught that Mary was a sinner, and Origen was a heretic. As much as people don't like to hear it, it hurts their feelings. I'm guessing because this guy hates Catholicism so much that he really wants Origen to, I don't know, be some kind of quasi-church father. But he's not an early father. Origen of Alexandria is not included in any apostolic church's feast dates. None of them honor him or venerate him as a saint. He was condemned by Second Constantinople, anathematized his doctrines, and over he is condemned, not only his doctrines, but to claim that, well, it was merely his investigation. Well, universalism was just speculative, even though Origen taught it repeatedly, consistently, and systematically. But Mother Mary's supposed sinfulness, found in an isolated and a rejected interpretation, is suddenly to be treated as an authoritative ecclesial teaching? Really? That is what we call special pleading. That's why I know in a little bit Polo's going to tell his family he's going to come back here and defend that Mary is a sinner. I know Polo's ready to do it. Right, Polo? You're not just a keyboard warrior, right, Polo? You're ready to come back here and let the world know how much you hate Holy Mother Mary. And then you're going to get put in your place. Right, Polo? You're not only a keyboard warrior, right? But we need to prove. Name the bishops that heard this homily of Origen and gave the nod to it. Where's the evidence of it? Because they're claiming he gave these homilies in front of bishops and they had no issue with it. You're going to provide a primary source for us that the homily was delivered coram episcopus and it was approved. I want to let you know, audience, there is zero historical evidence for that claim. Zero. There is no patristic source that say bishops endorsed Origen's interpretation. No council cites it. No father adopts it. No church venerates it. He's wrong, and he's a liar. But Polo will be a big boy. He'll come back here in a bit. I know he will. We're all counting on you, Polo. I know he will. We're all cheering on you, Polo. We're waiting, Polo. I know you'll be back here any moment. I know it, Polo. We're waiting on you. We're waiting on you, Polo. I know it. You're going to be here any moment. Any moment you'll be here, Polo. We're waiting on you, man. I know you got to get dressed. You got to power up the computer, but we're waiting on you, man. He'll be here any moment. I know it. In the meantime, the goated AB. Boy, AB, you knocked it out of the park with that icon, that image there. I love it. God bless you, brothers and sisters. He says, AB, thank you for your goated support, for being a goated moderator and member. Thank you so much, brother. And then he says, by the way, God bless you, brother. Thank you so much, my friend. Lino Molina. Maybe he meant to call himself Pollo for chicken. Lino Molina, you're goated. He very well could have. So, Pollo, I know you'll be back here in a moment. I know you'll be back here any moment. As Lino Molina said, I know you'll be back here any moment, Pollo. We know it. But here's the other issue you run into. The downright lie. Look at what he says. I want you to read it. He says, Basil the Great taught the same sort of doubt. By the way, this is what happens when all you do is copy Protestant polemics. That's what happens. When you don't actually read the early fathers the way I've been doing for decades, when you don't actually work with the top scholars in Mariology, of which I have worked with all of them. I have published with the top one, the very top one on the planet. I published with them. And then I've been endorsed by the top Dr. Brock. And I can go on and on. The Reverend Dr. Vainandi, the Reverend Dr. Daly. I can go on and on. No, Basil did not teach the same thing, and we're going to see in a moment. By the way, for people that we have backstage, guys and gals, you know the drill, as Rosarum would say, but I know Rosarum right now is probably busy. Sleeping late, getting ready to party tonight. On the right-hand side, what is your faith and what is your question? And we'll bring you up. But you can't bring you up if you don't tell us what's your faith and your question. Can't bring you up otherwise. I got to tell you all, he says that Basil taught the same sort of doubt. So we're going to see if that's true. We're going to put him to the test. Is that true? So we're going to go first off to Origen, and we're going to see what Origen said. What ought we to think? That while the apostles were scandalized, the mother of the Lord was immune to scandal? If she had not experienced scandal during the Lord's passion, Jesus did not die for her sins. So he flat out doesn't just say Mary has doubt. He calls Mary a sinner. Where on earth can you extrapolate? Where on earth can you extrapolate that Mary, Jose, I'll bring you up in a moment. Don't worry. I'll bring it up in a moment. Where on earth can you extrapolate where that Mary was a sinner at the foot of the cross? Where? But Origen calls her a sinner. Flat out does. Mary too was scandalized. This is what Simeon is prophesying about. Apparently Mary's a sinner. According to Simeon, Mary is a sinner. That's according to Simeon. So, according to Simeon, according to Origen, forgive me, Origen's wrong. But we're told that Basil followed the same teaching in Epistle 260. So, apparently, we haven't read Epistle 260, which it flat out tells us, let's go to it. Let's go to Basil. That the thoughts of many hearts may be revealed means that after the scandal which happened at the cross, to both the disciples and to Mary herself, some swift healing will follow from the Lord. I want you all to pay attention. Tell me where you find the word sin. I want you to tell me where he calls Mary a sinner. Tell me if I missed it. We're going to look. Tell me if I missed it. We're going to read the whole thing, all of the context. Tell me if I missed it, because apparently, according to Pollo, I did. According to Pollo, I did. By a sword is meant the word which tries and judges our thoughts, which pierces even to the dividing sunder of our soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of our thoughts. Now every soul in the hour of the passion was subjected, as it were, to a kind of searching. According to the word of the Lord, it is said, all you shall be offended because of me. Simeon therefore prophesies about Mary herself, that when standing by the cross and beholding what is being said, and after hearing the voices, after the witness of Gabriel, after her secret knowledge of the divine conception, after the great exhibition of miracles, she shall feel about her soul a mighty tempest. That is the doubt he means. By the way, I don't even agree the Greek word should say doubt, but we'll grant him that word. Even you yourself, who have been taught from on high concerning the things of the Lord, shall be reached by some doubt. But what is the doubt he's talking about? What is that? What is he talking about? We're going to show you. Because he tells you right here. I'm going to show you the whole of the context. This is what he means. Let's show you. Look, we're taking it directly from the CUA translation. Directly from it. To show you all the damnable lies that these haters of our Mother Mary present. We know, because it says concerning Mary, that beside the cross and looking at what was happening and hearing his words, even after the testimony of Gabriel, after the secret knowledge of her divine conception, after the great showing of miracles, even you will feel a certain perplexity about your soul. For the Lord must taste of death for the sake of all. Notice what Ambrose says. Mary, you're going to feel a perplexity. For the Lord must taste death for the sake of all. What does he mean? The doubt or the tempest or the perplexity It's the shock that her son is truly dying on the cross. How do we know that? He flat out tells you there is a perplexity of your soul, a perplexity. For the Lord must taste of death. He tells you right there, the Lord must die. That is their perplexity. It isn't Mary doubting whether he's God or Mary wondering if he was a liar. It is the shock. What is that sort of perplexity? The shock that her child is dying. And Basil tells you, for the Lord must taste of death. He tells you what he means. But I fail to find the word sin anywhere. Did you all catch it? Because Origen accuses Mary as being sinful. I fail to catch that in Basil. Is it anywhere there? I fail to see that in Basil. Yet we're told that Basil also did it. I fail to find that there in Basil. Are you all able to find it? Because maybe I got to clean my eyes. I fail to find it. And maybe Pollo can come back here and help out. Maybe he can come back here and help out. I don't know. I would love to hear that. I'd love to hear what Pollo has to say. I would love to hear what he has to say. All right, let's bring up Jose. Jose ran. Jose, brother, I told you to be patient. I'd bring you up, brother. Jose, I told you to be patient. I'd bring you up. We've dialogued with Jose before. He's a Mexican who got brainwashed by Muslims. They battered his brain in spiritually. They filled it with spiritual darkness, and he's a very confused Muslim. He's a Mexicano who got converted to Islam. Can you believe that? But, I mean, he left. We're waiting on you, Jose. Jimmy H., the goated one. Enjoy New Year's Eve tonight. You deserve it. Drink some of your German beers. Pollo sounds like a prot. Taking quotes out of context. My man Jimmy, he is definitely Protestant. He hates Mother Mary. He hates the Catholic faith. I'll tell you right now, he cannot stand the Catholic faith. And to come into a channel to leave a long comment attacking a Catholic for defending Mary tells you where his heart is. And if he had the cojones, Jimmy, he'd be back here, right? Where are you, Pollo? Where are you? Come on, Pollo, I don't bite. I don't bite. Very clearly, when your private interpretation is more Catholic than that of a doctor, you need to talk to your bishop. Buddy, I am endorsed by my bishop. I teach Christology and Trinitarian dogmatics locally. I work with the top Mariologists on the planet, Pollo. Pollo, I'm waiting for you to come back here. I'm waiting for you to come back here and defend your hatred of Mary. You got the link, right, Pollo? Other people got the link. Pollo, I know you're there, Pollo. I know you're there watching, Pollo. Where are you? I gotta know. Yep. There you go, man. Nick, brother, how you been, hater? Where have you been? Why are you the top hater in the world, Nick? Nick, how you been, brother? I miss you, my friend. I haven't seen you in forever. I thought you got raptured, man. I legitimately thought Nick was one of the few that got raptured. Shout out to the goated Gary. Is that a good link? I haven't checked it out yet. I haven't clicked it yet. I think churchfathers.org is owned by Mike Aquilina. Mike Aquilina, I think he owns it. I own earlychurchfathers.com. Sorry, Mike. I own the best domain. Sorry, Mike. Sorry, man. But I think Mike owns that one. I haven't clicked that one, though. Just Janice says, Happy New Year. God bless you abundantly. Janice, how are you doing on your journey? We're all praying for you. And Janice is one of the ones who 6 months ago, when she first appeared on the channel, She was gifted a membership by one of you gracious supporters of ministry, and I know that got her into studying more and more. May the Lord continue to enrich her and bless her with learning. Pray for you very often, Janice. Pray for her very often. Good job, brother. When are you going to give me a haircut? When are you going to give me a cut? Hold on. When am I going to get a cut? And look, I need a haircut, man. Look, I need a haircut, man. Look, I need a fresh cut, brother. When am I going to get one, man? Don't be a hater, man. When am I going to get one? Don't be such a hater, dude. Why are you such a hater? God bless you, Nick. I love you, Nick. I love the brother Nick, man. I love the brother Nick. I'm glad he's doing well. Very glad. Yes, we do. Perhaps one day. Perhaps one day. Perhaps one day. But I failed to find the quote. I failed to find the text. I failed to find it. Oh, he is claiming that Basil taught exactly what Origen taught, that Mary was sinful. But Basil doesn't teach that. In fact, I've looked at all of the Greek of Basil. I've gone very in depth. He doesn't teach that at all. And he fails to tell people nobody followed Basil in this reading. No father followed Basil. Not a single one followed him in this reading at all. He also fails to tell Basil. He also fails to tell the audience about all those that condemned Origen. He fails to tell people that. St. Epiphanius being one. He fails to tell them that a synod in Alexandria under Theophilus condemned Origen's heresies. He fails to tell people that he had papal condemnation from Pope Anastasius. I can go on and on. Do you guys want me, guys and gals, want me to go on and on? What about the synod in Constantinople in 543 that condemned Origen's teachings? Or Second Council of Constantinople that condemned not only his teachings, but Origen himself? Or Florence, where Origenism is condemned again, and his followers. I can go on and on. I can go on and on. But he doesn't tell people that. Shocking. Shocking, but that's what happens when you pretend to be Catholic. You clearly hate Catholicism. And I tell you one thing, he's not Orthodox either. I can tell you right now, this guy's not Catholic. He's not Orthodox. He hates Mother Mary. You're not well in the head, Pollo. You're not well in the head. You're not well in the head at all, Pollo. Hold on, let me see. Do. Who do we have back here? Oh, we got the goated brother. Don't worry all about us. We'll get to you in a moment. Audience, brothers and sisters, I don't miss any super chats, any of them. The reason I don't miss any of them is because I'm incredibly great. I'm laughing because my cat's being terrible right now. She's awake. I am used to doing shows in the evening when she's taking her cat nap. Right now, it's bright and early. Sun is out. She's wide awake, being a terror. So you might see her in a moment. She might do a cameo in a moment. With that being said, I answer every single super chat because you guys and gals, brothers and sisters, are the reason we're here. And by the way, to my brothers and sisters in Europe, I was going to go later, but I wanted to go early so you could be able to enjoy a New Year's Eve stream. Thank you for showing up. Hope you're enjoying it by the grace of God. We have a brother back here with a brother Daniel. Daniel, how you doing, brother? You able to hear me?
Hey, William, how are you? Yes, I
I'm
can
doing
hear you.
great, my friend. How you doing, brother?
Good, good. William, if anyone can answer this, it's you. So I'm going to give it a shot.
I'll give it a shot. I hope so.
So, one thing that I read today that confused me, and it's on Intercession of Saints, is Padre Pio
Okay.
was told by a doctor when he was praying to his great grandfather. And the doctor told him that your great grandfather passed, I was his doctor, and he passed out like 20 years ago. So,
Uh-huh.
Padre Pio explained uh, that he's praying for the conversion and to remove the sentence of hell from his grandfather. And God knew that Padre Pio was going to pray for his grandfather at this time, so he forgave him and he gained salvation in the past because of the intercessory prayer of Padre Pio in the future.
Yeah, that's a very good story. And let me tell you what he means by that. It is not a claim. Let's pay attention to what he means. That's a great, great story. And it's historically verified that he really did do this, Padre Pio. He actually was saying this. Now, let's break it down for those that may get confused. This is not a claim in the great Padre Pio, Saint Padre Pio, that the past has changed. No, it is a claim of how God eternally applies grace. So we know that God is outside of time. That's principle number one. And the Bible teaches that very clear. Where do we find that? We find that in the Psalms. The first one that comes to mind immediately, that is later echoed in the New Testament, is Psalm 90, verse 4. About 1,000 years, it literally says 1,000 years in the sight of God are like yesterday. So God is outside of time. He doesn't move from the past to the present to the future. He exists in an eternal now. All moments of time are immediately present to him. So how does intercessory prayer work in God's eternity? From our perspective, prayer happens after an event. From God's perspective, the prayer, the death, the judgment, and the grace are all present simultaneously because God is outside of time. So God can, as difficult as it is for us to understand, eternally will that our prayer in 2025 be applied as grace offered at someone's death before, not retroactively, but eternally. Because God doesn't wait for prayers to happen. He eternally knows and he incorporates them into his providence. Now, that doesn't mean that that person, let's say that the person who has been applied, who's had that grace applied to them, let's say that person died in mortal sin. Well, of course, that wouldn't be efficacious. Because if a person in the past dies in mortal sin, it doesn't matter if we prayed for them. If they died outside of the friendship of God, there's nothing that can apply or help them with grace as they've died outside of the bonds of God's grace. So this doesn't violate free will or judgment. Padre Pio is not claiming that prayer is for salvation. He's saying that grace is offered, not imposed. It's a very difficult thing to wrap our minds around, but it's a very biblical concept.
And William, that applies to me praying to my great grandfather, or that requires a saint uh, power to do? Is it applicable to all of us, or is it
All of us, you
only?
can pray. You can ask a saint to intercede, or you can pray that grace be applied to your great grandfather, anything like that, any of that. Remember that God works in the way that God operates is very different than ours. God is outside of time. So because God does not experience time sequentially, we got to remember he doesn't move from past, present to future. So with that in mind, all moments of time are immediately present to him. Now, one thing is we got to remember this is for graces, abundant graces. We cannot say, Lord, um, let's say you had a great grandfather or a grandfather that died in mortal sin. Lord, please forgive them for these sins they've committed, apply graces to them. But that grandfather in the past died in mortal sin. Well, that grandfather in the past is not in the friendship of God. So no matter what, your prayers are not going to then change that person's end of his status of life to one where he can now receive graces and undergo a kind of purgation and purgatory, if you will. It just wouldn't work that way.
Okay, so if the judgment is hell, there's nothing I can do. If it's purgatory, then my prayers are.
You got it. Now, St. John Chrysostom, even though it is not church teaching, I want to be very clear. He believed that our prayers could alleviate punishments for those in hell. Now, we got to be clear. Chrysostom believed hell was eternal. He believed it was you're not getting out of hell. But he believed the prayers of those on earth could alleviate the kinds of punishments of those in hell. Now, that isn't church teaching, and it's a very odd way of thinking. I guess it goes to the heart of the fact that he was a very graceful father, and he had that kind of hope. But we got to remember that is not church teaching right there. Church teaching is very clear that if one is in hell, of course, there's nothing that is going to alleviate that kind of punishment, not even the prayers of the living.
William, thank you so much.
Brother,
And
God
Happy
bless
New
you,
Year.
my friend. Happy New Year, brother. I hope that helped, my friend.
It helped a lot. Thank you so
God
much.
bless you, Daniel. Have a
Bye-bye.
great one, brother. Pray for the brother Daniel. He is goated. Brother Daniel, have a amazing New Year, my friend. And to the goat himself, Frank Notlin, Happy New Year. God bless you. Frank, how you doing today? What are you doing today? What are you drinking today? I know you're drinking probably some scotch, whiskey, something delicioso. Where you at, Boyle? We're waiting for Boyle. We're waiting for him. We're waiting for him. I know you got to show up sometime, Boyle. Where are you at, Boyle? Now, I hate having to do this. By the way, we have more people back here. For those people that are back here, you got to let me know on the right-hand side, what is your faith and what is your question? We're about to dive in now to do Holy Mary and the holy saints in heaven. Are they able to hear us? Are they able to intercede for us? Are they? Let's see, hold on, where is it? There we go, I found it. Here we go. Trying to find my slides, faithful. There we go. All right. We'll get them ready to pull up in a moment. There we go. There we go. Load them up. I had to find them. I have so many slides I've done, faithful. I have a lot of slides I've done. A lot of them. So we're going to dive into, can Holy Mother Mary and the saints hear our prayers? We're going to have fun. We still have over an hour left, faithful. Over an hour. So come back here if you have any questions. Come back here if you have any questions at all. We'd love to hear from you. All About Hub says, what is the act of spiritual communion prayer for? Now, it's very often been, you're talking about the one that likely, probably, most likely comes from the great Saint Alphonsus Liguori. Let me find it. I think I can find it online. Hold on. Hold on. And I found it. There you go. Found it in EWTN pretty fast. Let me put it on for the audience to see. Let me put it here for you all to see. God bless you, brother. Thank you for your kind comments. Thank you for being so kind. Did you love the debate? Did you love it? If you loved it, let me know, man. You rock, brother. God bless you. St. Francis Baby Toe, how you doing, heretic? How you doing? Hi. Man, you guys are great, man. I love all of y'all, man. Uriel por Madrid está en la casa por siempre, carnal. I didn't know that AB knew Spanish too. Get out of here, man. Every one of you all, man. All of you all are goated. All of you all know Spanish. Get out of town. My Jesus, I believe that you are present in the most holy sacrament. I love you above all things. And I desire to receive you into my soul. Since I cannot at this moment receive you sacramentally, come at least spiritually into my heart. I embrace you as if you were already there, and I unite myself wholly to you. Never permit me to be separated from you. Amen. Now, all about hugs. What is spiritual communion? Now, we got to be clear. It is an act of faith in the real substantial presence of Christ in the Eucharist. It is an act of love towards Christ. And it is what we would call, we need to be very clear. We need to be very clear. It is a real reception of grace, but it is not sacramental. It is to be given when you cannot partake of the Eucharist. It is not sacramental. It cannot replace the Eucharist. But it does dispose the soul to deeper union with Jesus. Period. Deeper union. So it's great. It's phenomenal. Does that help? I hope that does help. All About Hugs. All About Hugs, how you doing? I still hope, I pray that maybe one day we can have a dialogue together. And I thank you for your support. We would not be here without you all. We would not be here doing what we're doing without your goated support. And you all, I got to tell you all, brothers and sisters, as my cat behaves unruly, whenever the camera's shaking, she's being terrible. What is she doing, man? What is she doing? God bless you all. Your gifted memberships as well go a long way. You'd be surprised, or perhaps you wouldn't be, at the amount of people whose lives you've touched. Thank all of y'all faithful. That's why I said we got to do a show today. I wanted to go above and beyond to thank all of you all. And I can't think of a better place to be than here right now with you on New Year's Eve. If you're here, all 240 of you all, that means you have taken some time to hang out with the Patristic Pillars family, that you're here because you love Jesus, you love Mother Mary, and I thank you so much. Mihal, God bless you, brother. Glory to God, he says. God bless you, my friend. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're having a great one. And I thank all of y'all for taking the time out to hang out with me for a little bit today on New Year's Eve. And I promise you, a go to 2026. I give you my word from the bottom of my heart, a goated 2026, where we are going to have tons of debates, more published books, more published articles, more seminary level courses. We got it all coming for you, including we're opening up the new year with a debate immediately. We're opening it up Friday evening, immediately with a debate against the Muslim apologists. We're opening up the year immediately with a debate. I love all of you all. God bless you all. Hope you all are having a phenomenal, phenomenal one. Now, I do want to look at, and by the way, you all are very welcome to come back here. If you have any questions, if you want to ask William anything, are the saints able to hear our prayers? Are they? Are they able to intercede? Very often, people ask this and they wonder, can my loved ones hear me? Can they intercede for me? Can they hear me and intercede? And I got to tell them, yes. And biblically, we're going to show you how. Biblically, we will show you how. We're going to show you how that is the case. And we're going to look in the Deuterocanonical books, and we'll look in the New Testament as well, the Proto-Canon. One of my favorite examples, in fact, let me open it. Let me open it up. Hold on. The goated AB. AB, I'm so proud of you. You are, before I even go to my next thing, I got to tell the audience, I am incredibly proud of, not of only AB, but all of you all. All of you all are phenomenal. Very proud of AB. Says, thank you for your tutelage and friendship. God bless you and your family. What you all are going to find here at Patristic Pillars is authentic William. What you see is what you get. What you see here is what you're going to find in the real world. Remember, people that met me in person at the conference I did about a month ago told you what you see here is what you get in the real world. It isn't an act. I am transparent with all of you all. With all of you all. And I view you all as family, and I truly care for you all. That is why I don't compromise. I want you all to have the very best theological learning possible. The goated learning. And I got to thank you, AB, for your support, my friend. You are an enormous reason as to why we are here, able to do what we do. Thank you for your support, brother. God bless you, my friend. Now, give me 1 second. Hold on. Okay. We got it open. Here it is. All right, let's go over this. Andy Paulantino, the goated hater. By the way, guys, I call you haters. That means I love you. I know you're not really a hater. So I like going to Tobit. And if we open up Tobit 12, let's go to Tobit 12, Facebook. Let's go to Tobit 12. Let's go to the book of Tobit, chapter 12. Let's check it out. Let's go to Tobit 12. And as we go to Tobit 12, it's one of my favorite ones. I'd recommend you learn it. Because hanging out here at Patristic Pillars, you're going to learn a lot about Tobit. I tell you that. Andy, thank you for becoming a member. And all of you all, thank you for your support. Tobit 12. Let's begin right around here. Let's begin right around verse 1. Is that all right with you all? Then Raphael called the two of them. Actually, no, I missed some. Verse 1. When the wedding celebration was ended, Tobit called his son Tobias and said to him, "My son, see to paying the wages of the man who went with you, and give him a bonus as well." He replied, "Father, how much shall I pay him? It would do me no harm to give him half of the possessions brought back with me. For he has led back safely, cured my wife, brought the money back with me, and healed you. How much extra shall I give him as a bonus?" Tobit replied, "He deserves, my son, to receive half of all that he brought back." So Tobias called him and said, "Take for your wages half of all that you brought back, and farewell." Then verse 6, then Raphael, the archangel, called the two of them privately and said to them, "Bless God and acknowledge him in the presence of all the living for the good things he has done for you. Bless and sing praises to his name. With fitting honor declare to all people the deeds of God. Do not be slow to acknowledge him. It is good to conceal the secret of a king and to acknowledge and reveal the works of God with proper honor. Do good, and evil will not overtake you. Prayer with fidelity is good, and almsgiving with righteousness is better than wealth and injustice. It is better to give alms than to lay up gold." I agree. Because almsgiving purges away every sin, it says. Saves from death and purges away every sin. Those who give alms will enjoy a full life. But those who commit sin and do wrong are their own enemies. Verse 11. Now Raphael is going to disclose who he is to Tobit and Sarah. "I will now declare the whole truth to you, and I will conceal nothing from you." He now reveals who he is. "Already I have declared it to you when I said, it is good to conceal the secret of a king, but to reveal with due honor the works of God. So now when you and Sarah prayed, it was I who brought the record of your prayers before the glory of the Lord. Wow. Look at that. Look at what he says. Look at those powerful words. I am blown away by them. I am filled with the love. So now when you and Sarah prayed, it was I who brought the record of your prayers before the glory of the Lord. And likewise, whenever you would bury the dead, and that time when you did not hesitate to get up and leave your dinner to go and lay out that corpse, I was sent to you to test you. And at the same time, God sent me to heal you and Sarah, your daughter-in-law. I am Raphael, one of the 7 angels who stand ready and enter before the glory of the Lord. Wow. Think about that. Think about it. Wrap your mind around it. I am Raphael, one of the 7 angels who stand ready and enter before the glory of the Lord. I want you to just wrap your mind around that. What is Tobit showing us? An angel. Angels are saints. They're there in the throne room of God, hearing and presenting our human prayers to God. He reveals he's an angel. He's not a mere man. He's an angel. I am Raphael. That line is massive. And I took my hideous face off the screen so you can wrap your minds around it. Look at that imagery. Imagine how they must have felt when he revealed who he is. I am Raphael. I take your prayers to God, he says. He says, Tobit and Sarah, I take your prayers to God. So when Tobit and Sarah prayed, Raphael brought a reminder, a memorial of their prayers before God. What does that tell you? It tells you that the prayers on earth were known in heaven by a heavenly saint who carried and presented them before God. That's intercession, faithful. That's not, oh, well, only God alone hears prayers. Nobody else can. Well, the Bible tells you that is a lie. And nobody's saying, Catholic and Orthodox, we don't believe that angels replace God. We teach the opposite. God is the one who answers and saves. That is why Tobit tells you Raphael takes the prayers to God. Ultimately, God and God alone is the one that answers. But his holy ones can intercede, and they do. Because God can choose to include his heavenly servants as real participants in the economy of salvation, and he does do so. So Tobit is showing you heavenly intercession is real. Heavenly intercession is real. There's no doubt about it. Wrap your mind around this. Oh, well, 1 Timothy 2, there's only one mediator between God and man. Come on. At this point, you got to know better already. At this point, you need to know better. We agree. He is the one mediator that died on the cross. That is what is meant there. That is what is meant there. And let me see if I can find this, faithful. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. There we go. So as we go deeper, and we're going to move right now to the proto-canon as well. What we have here is the idea that God and God alone hears prayers and nobody else can is just bunk. Garbage. Total bunk. Shout out to the goated, our goated mythical, phenomenal moderator. Not only phenomenal moderator and member, but phenomenal brother and friend. Mythical, thank you for your support. He says, may the Lord bless you all and your families in the upcoming year and beyond. Ave Maria Salve Regina. Brother, thank you for your support. And as you know very well, we are here doing what we do because of people like you. And I can't wait to unveil your goated intro that you helped us out with. You're amazing, brother. Thank you for your support, brother. Brother, what are you doing tonight? Are you enjoying it with family? Are you going to rock a great celebration, enjoying, oh my goodness, enjoying a lot of food in the belly, man? How are you rocking it tonight, brother? God bless you, my friend. Thank you so much for your support, brother. Yeah, but they're more and more moving closer, Gloria Deo, to realizing it's a biblical book, and that's devastating for them. Devastating. That, man, I love it, man. I love it, man. But don't let the goated Abel steal your diet drink, brother. Don't let him be a hater, man. I know that guy's sneaky as can be, man. I love you, brothers, man. You guys are phenomenal, man. Let's continue. Man, I gotta say, isn't that incredible? Just amazing, amazing. Beautiful theology that we've got in the Bible. Just phenomenal theology we have in sacred scripture. But it doesn't end there. There's so much more. Because I promised you a session showing you very deep biblical insight. And by the way, if anybody has any questions, don't hesitate. You can come back here and ask. What does the book of Tobit give us? It gives us a blueprint. And what is that blueprint? Throne room liturgy. William, what do you mean? William, what do you mean throne room liturgy? Saint Raphael tells you where he's at, man. He's part of the throne room entourage. I stand, I enter before the glory. That's exactly how the rest of the Bible depicts heaven. Heaven is a court with attendants, with ranks, and the attendants are not omniscient gods. They are ministering spirits with delegated roles. And he's showing you throne room entourage. Prayer rises from earth, is carried into the heavenly court. Why? To be presented before God. Where else do we have that? Where else? I saw somebody alluded to it. Who said it? God bless you, Abel. How you doing, heretic? Diet horchata. I've never had that. Stop that, man. Stop that, man. I'd rush to get that if I could ever find that. Yes, Kephangan. Revelation 5 and 8. No doubt, Michal. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Ooh, it's going to be phenomenal. I can't wait for it. I'm thrilled and pumped for that. So you see this pattern that the saints in heaven are involved with prayers. And then you get to Revelation 5, where you've got heavenly glorified saints in heaven holding and offering our prayers. Golden bowls full of incense, which are the prayers of the saints. That's direct. That's heavenly worship. And they have the prayers of the saints. Heavenly worship with the prayers of the saints. By the way, the saints are those on earth. The holy ones on earth. That's what those saints are. That's what those saints are. They're the holy ones on earth. The elders are the glorified saints in heaven. The elders are the glorified saints in heaven. Keep that in mind. Very, very important to understand. Look at this powerful imagery. This is direct heavenly worship. Golden bowls full of incense are being offered up. Now, if you stop and think, okay, well, what do we have here? Stop and think and wrap your mind around it. You got to stop and think, okay, how is this relevant to intercession because it's directly intercession right here. Before your very eyes, it's intercession. And you cannot be in heaven if you are impure. There's no way. Think about it. I want you to wrap your mind around that. You cannot be in heaven if you are impure. Nothing impure can enter heaven. Nothing impure can enter heaven. Think about that. So if nothing impure can enter heaven, and we have elders offering up our prayers, those are glorified saints. Those are glorified saints. And there's no way around it. Think about it. When you wonder, can my loved ones, can saints in heaven with God, can they hear my prayers and intercede? Well, William, there's no proof that they can hear, that they knew. What does Tobit tell you? He took your prayer very clearly. If he's going to take the record of the prayer, he's aware of what the prayer is. To intercede, you need to know what you are presenting. It's not like prayers are a kind of scroll that's rolled up in heaven, like a physical scroll to where, oh, let me not pull it open and read it. No, of course it presupposes they've got to know what those prayers are. And in the book of Revelation, we also have, somebody mentioned Revelation 8, right? I saw somebody bring up Revelation 8. That's another goated example. Another goated one. Where you have the smoke of the incense, which is the prayers of the saints. That's another great one. Another phenomenal one. And over, yes, I spent a lot of time preparing these images and working on getting these images done for this show. I did. Because you all deserve the very best. You all deserve the very best. What do we read in Revelation 8? Just like Tobit, prayers are present in heaven. Heavenly persons are handling them, and they ascend before God in a liturgical offering-like way. Really tough getting around that. Now, Raphael being an angel really does matter a lot, I got to tell you. It matters a lot. Because Raphael is not merely a metaphor. The book of Tobit tells you he's an angel. And he's got a specific station. Where is that? Where is that specific station? Can anyone tell me? One of the seven who enter before the glory of the Lord. One of the seven who enter before the glory of the Lord. That is his specific station. That is his specific station. And that should blow you away. Because if an angel can know the prayers of specific people and present them before God, then it is already biblically established that earthly prayer is not sealed off from heaven. It cannot be. And don't tell me, well, that's only in the Deuterocanonical book. No, it's not. It's also in the Proto-Canon. That also means heaven is not ignorant of what happens on earth. And God uses his servants to mediate. Oh, well, they're not the one mediator. I know that. They do it in a subordinate way because only God and God alone can answer prayers. I know, we know. We know that. There is a unique mediator. But despite there being a unique mediator, notice the context. Just a few verses earlier from 1 Timothy 2:5, where St. Paul says there's one mediator between God and men, the man Christ Jesus. Just a few verses earlier, what does he say? What does he say? I urge that supplications, prayers, intercessions be made for all. Be made for all. Just a few verses earlier, he tells you that. But apparently that verse gets forgotten. Apparently that one gets forgotten. How often do you hear that one get read, faithful? How often? How often? I'm curious how often you hear that one. I can tell you right now, very rarely. Very rarely. But it's very clear. Tobit is so clear. When I told you he has a specific station, that's very important. It's very important to understand. When I told you he has a specific station, of course he does. He is one of the 7 who enter before the glory of the Lord. He is one of the 7 who enter before the glory of the Lord. Oh, but William, there's only one mediator. Right. But what does St. Paul mean by there being one Messites? He tells you the man Christ Jesus, who gave his life as a ransom, that is the only kind of redeemer, mediator that he is. But it doesn't mean that we can't mediate. Otherwise, verse 1 wouldn't have said, I urge a supplication, prayers, and intercession. That's a form of mediation. That is a form of mediation. Think about it. There is a unique mediator that could only die on the cross for our sins. But are we able to mediate in a particular way? You bet we are, and St. Paul tells you. He tells you that. Our intercession is not competition with Christ. It is participation. It is not competition with Jesus. It is participation with Jesus. Very important. Now, when people then begin to hear this, and I want you all to know, well, is it possible if my loved one is if my loved one is in heaven, maybe you have a loved mother, a loved father, grandfather, brother, sister, aunt, dear friend that have gone to be with God in heaven, are they able to intercede for you? Well, I remind you that Hebrews 11 and 12 are very clear that the church in heaven is called the ecclesia. We are one body. Of course they are able to hear and intercede. Of course they're able to hear and intercede. We're going to give you another one. 2 Maccabees 15. Let's go to 2 Maccabees 15. This is a great one. And we're going to begin right around verse 1. This is a great one. This is a phenomenal one. I love this one. Indeed, it's probably one of my favorite ones for biblical intercession. And we're going to go deep on this one. Man, boy, do I love this one. Let me see. In fact, before we dive into this, and we're going to look at 2 Maccabees faithful, before we dive into this one, we're going to get a refill. We're going to get a refill of Mr. Pibb Zero Sugar. Brothers and sisters and faithful, you all are incredible. God bless you dearly. We're not done yet. We got plenty of time to go. And remember, if you got any questions, or if you want to debate William, you say, man, William, and you might have done well against Azariak. You might have put him in the butcher house. But I'm here, William, to make you my cut. Before the new year, William, I'm ready. I'm a Muslim, or I'm a Jehovah's Witness, or I'm a Unitarian. And William, I'm here to make you my cut now. Okay, well, you're invited to come back here if that's the case. William would love to, to hear from you. Well, if that's the case, come on. The link is pinned. By the way, we've been waiting in Pollo. We have been waiting in Pollo, but Pollo hasn't shown up. So remember Pollo in the beginning of the show? If you barely tuned in, Pollo was that guy that chastised me. He said that he was the real Catholic, and I'm the fake Catholic, he said. I'm the fake Catholic. He's the real one. And according to him, it's okay to call Mary a sinner. It's okay to do that. According to him, it's okay. So yeah, we hope that we can get Pollo back here. Pollo can show up. Because according to him, William is a fake Catholic. In fact, because I'm a convert, I'm not a real Catholic. Yeah, I guess, I don't know, I guess St. Paul wasn't a real Catholic either. Because apparently all converts are not real Catholics. Apparently Scott Hahn is also not a real Catholic. Yeah, so if you convert to Catholicism, you're fake. You're not a real Catholic. Sorry, converts. Sorry, guys. Y'all aren't real Catholics. Sorry, guys. According to Pollo, yeah, Pollo has spoken. Sorry, guys. But we're going to get a refill of Mr. Pibb, and we're going to come back. We got so much more for you, faithful. We got so much more. We're going to look at 2 Maccabees 15. And I promise you, 2 Maccabees 15 is going to blow you guys away. You're going to love it. We're not done yet. We got plenty of more time to go, faithful. And I got to tell you all, there is a hater, and he's one of the biggest haters I've ever met. But he's got 28-inch biceps. Rosario, my friend. God bless you, even though you're a hater. William, were you able to find any info on devotions to Old Testament figures? Happy New Year, everyone. I need to look back into that because there is a near and dear friend that is a top scholar on that. And I need to reach back out to him and see. And I'll get back to you very, very soon, I promise. And it's Vic says, and I got to say, this is very, very touching. And it really does touch me to the heart. God bless you, my friend. Thank you for everything you do. You're the Catholic Apologist MVP of 2025. Happy New Year. Can't wait to see what God has planned for 2026. Vic, your words are humbling. And I am filled with the glory of God, the love of God. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support and for being kind, brother. All glory to God. Not a shred of it for me. None at all. Brother, thank you for your support. Be back as we get a refill, even though Rosarium is a goated hater. And we are back. Now let's go to Second Maccabees. Second Maccabees. Check out Second Maccabees. This is a great one, man, I gotta say. I truly do love this one. Let's begin right in the beginning, all right? Let's begin at the beginning of Second Maccabees 15. I hope y'all don't mind. Right in the beginning, Second Maccabees 15. Let's pull it open. Here we go. When Nicanor heard that Judas and his troops were in the region of Samaria, he made plans to attack them with complete safety on the day of rest. When the Jews who were compelled to follow him said, "Do not destroy so savagely and barbarously, but show respect for the day, that he who sees all things is honored and hallowed above all other days." The thrice accursed wretch asked if there were a sovereign in heaven who had commanded the keeping of the Sabbath day. When they declared, "It is the living Lord himself, the sovereign in heaven, who ordered us to observe the seventh day," he replied, "But I am a sovereign also on earth, and I command you to take up arms and finish the king's business." Nevertheless, he did not succeed in carrying out his abominable design. Verse 6. This Nicanor, in his utter boastfulness and arrogance, had determined to erect a public monument of victory over Judas and his forces. But Maccabeus did not cease to trust with all confidence that he would get help from the Lord. So Judas Maccabeus knows, I'm going to get help from God. I trust in God. He exhorted his troops not to fear the attack of the nations, but to keep in mind the former times when help had come to them from heaven, and so to look for the victory that the Almighty would give them, encouraging them from the law of the prophets and reminding them also of the struggles they had won. He made them the more eager. When he had aroused their courage, he issued his orders, at the same time pointing out the treachery of the nations and their violation of oaths. He armed each of them not so much with confidence in shields and spears as with the inspiration of brave words. And he cheered them all by relating a dream, a vision, a sort of vision that was worthy of belief. What he saw was this: Onias, who had been a priest, a high priest, a noble and good man, of modest and bearing gentle manner, one who spoke fittingly and had been trained from childhood in all that belongs to excellence, was praying with outstretched hands for the whole body of the Jews. Then, in the same fashion, another appeared, distinguished by his gray hair and dignity, and marvelous majesty and authority. And Onias spoke, saying, This is a man who loves the family of Israel and prays much for the people and the holy city. Jeremiah, the prophet of God." Jeremiah stretched out his right hand and gave to Judas a golden sword. And as he gave it to him, he addressed him thus: "Take this holy sword, a gift from God, with which you will strike down your adversaries, your enemies." Let's break it down. This is one of my favorite ones. That's why I spent all evening working on this. Yes, absolutely. No. And you know what? Sorry, man. You're out of here. Somebody get rid of momentum. I'm sorry, buddy. You are wrong. It can be used for the glory of God. You are wrong. To get sacred art and to do it for the glory of God, you are wrong. And you're gone, buddy. You're gone. And you're not coming back either. Wife not found. What's that, man? The goat. Orthodox Philip, I'm bummed out I couldn't join you yesterday, man. I'm so bummed out I couldn't join you all yesterday. By the way, faithful, let me say one thing. These images are made not with regular AI. Exactly. It's not made with regular AI. It is made with a pro version that, because of your support to ministry, we're able to do these images for the glory of God. And I plug in real images. I plug real images in. But I can't use all real images because I can get hit with a copyright. And they are fine-tuned or text is added to them. So yes, it can be used for the glory of God. And we know that. Oh, we got a hater. We got a hater in Talos. Talos, how you doing, heretic? I did miss you. I did, but I told the guys I had a debate at that time. But, I respect it. I respect it. The guys wanted to go along with the show. And I hope it was good. Orthodox Philip, I have a way of fixing things, though. We got to do a show on my channel of your presentation. We got to do that, man. We got to do it, brother. So what do we have in 2 Maccabees? By the way, for the people that we got backstage, you got to let me know. You got to let me know. And please don't do that. Oh, I'm going to rip my eyeballs out. Don't come backstage and don't say hi or hey. Please don't. Or don't just come back here and say Catholic, Protestant. Guys, for the 5 millionth time, what is your faith and what is your question? Lest I rip my eyelashes out as well. What is your faith and what is your question? Please, man. So what do we have in 2 Maccabees? Judas receives a vision and it interprets what the heavenly righteous do. That's what his vision is doing. And right before battle, Judas Maccabeus is strengthened by a vision. And it's very clear. Israel has help from heaven, not by replacing God, but by prayerful advocacy. Notice how it is all approved by God. Onias, the high priest, is interceding. He's not physically alive anymore. He's physically dead. And Judas Maccabeus sees him, describes him as noble and reverent. And the text says he's praying with outstretched hands for the whole Jewish community. That right there is intercession. A righteous departed servant of God praying for God on behalf of the living people of God. Now, why does I got to remind you all, why the outstretched hands? Does anybody know? Why outstretched hands? Anyone? Anybody? I know somebody's got to know. I know somebody's got to know. Cathal, my friend, what time is it where you're at? Are you celebrating today? God bless you, Cathal. Much love, brother. Freddie de Jesus with 20-inch biceps. How you doing, Freddie? God bless you, hater. Bunch of haters, man. Well, because outstretched hands is a classic prayer posture in the Bible. Classic posture of prayer in the Bible. Classic. And then who appears after that? After that, who appears? Jeremiah, right? Jeremiah. And we read the one who prays much. I mean, it can't get any more direct than that. Judas next sees Jeremiah. And, he's not just introduced as, he's a revered figure. No, he is an intercessor by identity. That's by identity. We're literally told. This is a man who loves the brethren and prays much for the people and the holy city. Jeremiah, the prophet of God. But I thought that the departed can't intercede. Notice how he doesn't say, Jeremiah used to pray when he was alive. No, he says, Jeremiah prays much for the people and the holy city. He prays for the people and the holy city. Well, William, how can I know that that those in heaven, that their prayer can be efficacious? How many more examples do you need? Oh, William, it's only in the Deuterocanonical books. Number one, all of those Deuterocanonical books were in the Bible from the very beginning and were later removed. All Catholic and Orthodox have those books in our Bible. All have them. But even if I granted you that, we also looked at proto-canonical texts. We looked at Revelation 5, where there are golden bowls full of incense, which are the prayers of the saints. We saw Revelation 5. We saw Revelation 8. Smoke of the incense, which are the prayers of the saints, rose before God. We saw this. Even if one wants to deny Tobit and 2nd Maccabees, even if one wants to go with 1 Timothy 2:5, there's one mediator. There's only one mediator. Don't forget what Timothy says. Don't forget what St. Paul says just a few verses earlier. How does 1 Timothy and there being one mediator, how does that fit with 2nd Maccabees? Daniel, I'll bring you up and we'll touch upon that in a moment. He's bad. William, the guy is online. The Pollo guy responded to him, and he did back. He's online. Yeah, I know. He's terrified. He won't come up. Now I know that, brother. He's terrified. He's a fake. He's not a Catholic. He's a fake. I know that. I know that. I know that. I'm used to dealing with people like this, brother. I'm used to. I love that, brother. Man, I love that, man. I love you so much, brother. I love all of you guys and gals. Any of y'all pump today? Any of y'all pump iron today, man? And if you did, what did you do today? Today was back for me. I do back twice a week. I try to keep my size relatively broad, so I do back twice a day. Only one day do I go very heavy. Only one day, because I don't want to become a cripple. There's only one day that I go very heavy. One day when I use a bunch of raw iron on one day of the week, I go very, very heavy. On one day. And then the second day of the week, I'll go lighter. Meaning I will, I'll toss in a lot of machines. In our old age, we got to take care of our bones and everything. So, but yeah, today's back today. Lift on Lazy Taco Day. No way, sorry. There we go, man. Suburban, there you go. I need to get back into the gym. You got to, man. You got to. No doubt. Absolutely. Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh, we got the hater here. Drinking the haterade. So we asked the question, how does 1 Timothy 2:5 fit into that silly, there's one mediator so the saints can't intercede? Well, number one, we know that Christ is a unique mediator of redemption. That's true. But the Bible shows you intercession all over the place. Subordinate intercession. Because St. Paul commands intercessions for all. Right before he says one mediator. So if Christians on earth can intercede without competing with Christ, then the righteous in heaven interceding is the same participation only perfected. In 2 Maccabees, it doesn't merely imply intercession, it describes it. Onias is praying for the whole community. And Jeremiah prays much for the people in the holy city. So if someone says saints cannot intercede, they better show me where the Bible says that then. They better. By the way, faithful, for those that are wondering, boy, do we have a great show for you tomorrow. I don't know if Lino Molina is here. He was here earlier. Inspired by Lino Molina. No way. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. I'm going to start FaceTiming you at that time. I'm beginning at 10:30 for like 5 hours in a row. I'm going to FaceTime you. Full sleep in bed all day. Why do I love Talos, man? I love that guy, man. All right. Inspired by Lino Molina, who has 30-inch biceps. Tomorrow night, in honor of the feast of our Immaculate Mother Mary. Something we've never done before. Boy, are we going to have fun. Let me tell you what we got coming for you. Hold on, faithful. What's this? All right, sorry. In honor of our Holy Mother Mary's feast day, Mary, Mother of God, something we've never done before. Ever done here. Something no channel's ever done. Something no channel's ever done. Marian apparitions and Marian devotion in the early church fathers. Yes, everyone's heard of Our Lady of Fatima, Our Lady of Guadalupe, and all of those other incredible apparitions. But who knows about the apparitions of Our Lady and devotion in the early church fathers? You're going to be blown away by that. Inspired by Lino Molina. That comes tomorrow night. I'm thrilled and pumped for that, guys and gals. I am beyond excited for that. And boy, are we going to have fun. I can't wait. I am like a little kid Christmas morning. We're going to have so much fun, guys and gals. And the goated Charlie. Happy New Year to you, my friend. Happy New Year, brother. May the Lord bless you abundantly, brother. Thank you for your support. The goated Charlie, our near and dear friend, our brother in the faith. Thank you for your support. Who got gifted memberships? Jill Softic, Reborn Sinner, Appalachian Lumberjack, Dr. Kurinovsky, Bendecida. God bless you all. Do not forget to say thank you to the goated Charlie. Charlie, I hope you have a great new year. And all of you all, I hope you have a phenomenal, goated, incredible new year. And I hate that we had to start our show on such a nasty note, going after somebody that hates Mary. But I encounter it a lot, faithful. Very often we encounter people pretending to be Catholic. Oh, Mythical, thank you for that reminder. We'll do that. Yeah, man, I'm really tempted to show the audience right now, brother, but I don't want to do that. Can you give them a tease there in the chat? Guys and gals, we have a special goated intro coming tomorrow. Put together by the GOAT himself, Mythical. An incredible intro. An incredible one that I want to debut so you can see it right now. But you're going to have to wait for the special episode tomorrow. You're going to have to wait for that one. And boy, are you all going to love it. Man, I wish I could debut it right now. Man, I wish I could, but yeah, tomorrow. Do-do-do. Mm-hmm. Mm. Oh. All right. Let's take one final question and then we'll wrap it up. Put it in the WhatsApp. All right. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Faithful, before we wrap up tonight, first off, I do want to tell you all, thank you so much. Because this is the final show of the year. Can't believe it. Final show of the year. Wow. Now it has hidden me. Final show of the year. How incredibly blessed I am to be here with all of you all. Y'all are tremendous. Y'all are incredible. You all are amazing. And you all are near and dear to me. I truly love all of you all. And I pray for all of y'all. I hope you all pray for me as well. I hope you do. Every single one of you all pray for me. I'll be praying for all of you all. And I want to remind you all that as we get close to wrapping it up, because I just realized we have to wrap it up soon, because I got to make a phone call. By the way, remember, in 2 days, our radio show #1 debuts on Virgin Most Powerful Radio. And all of you all are coming along for the ride. And we're going to have some goated apologists join me along the ride too. But I want to thank all of you all for edifying me. Because throughout the year, I grew like never before. How? Incredible people like Cathal making me look into all these other saints and inspiring me to do a whole course on the stigmata. I'd never done that before. We did a whole course in the stigmata. Incredible. People like Lino Molina inspiring me on Marian apparitions, and all of you all inspiring me to dive in deeper into St. Joseph. I grew in my love for the great St. Joseph, a devotion I didn't have before. That when you all said, William, can you do a show on this? Well, I don't just Google stuff. William goes out and he buys tons of books and reads and reads and reads. In case you all are wondering, William, what do you do morning tonight? I'm doing this full time for you all. Our ministry is full time. Writing, reading, debate prepping, doing shows, courses for the faithful. I grew in my love of the saints. I grew in my love and devotion of St. Joseph like never before. And I had never thought I was going to dive into the stigmata the way that I did, to the point of where we produced a whole course. Y'all inspired me to dive in deeper into the biblical teaching on veneration, on worship, on Christology. Now we're teaching a whole course on it. And I can go on and on. I have been incredibly edified by you all. I'm being honest. I have not just been edified. I've been blown away by all of you all. You all are the faithful. And we have had a blast. I got to tell you all, I can't thank you enough for your support. And I can't believe it's the end of the year. Wow. But it isn't the end of apologetics. It isn't the end of glorifying our triune God. And it isn't the end of honoring and loving our Immaculate Mother Mary. We're going to enter 2026 with an even stronger defense of our faith, more than ever. If we had a lot of debates in 2025, we're going to have more in 2026. English and Spanish. And our standard will never change. Here at Patristic Pillars, there's no drama. What do we do to drama? We kick its ass out. You know that very well. And we've done that. No drama. Save the drama for your mama. Here you learn, you get edified, and by the grace of God, I help build you up for the glory of God. No glory for William. I want you to glorify God and love God, and to want to get to Mass. No, I don't want you to be here and say, man, all William does is attack the Catholic faith with all these scandals. No. Man, all William does is anti-Orthodox. No. I have Orthodox moderators. I love my Orthodox brothers and sisters. Man, all William does is say that the SDA, the Free Grace, and the Black Hebrew Israelites and the oneness are cults, and they're just, horrible, mindless cults? Yeah, they are. Mea culpa. Shout out to Gloria Deo. Saints are alive and they pray for the body. Well, I don't think it would have been the close of 2025 without something happening, and my cat tripped my whole computer. The whole computer. My whole computer. Just disconnected it all. I don't think that it would have been 2025 properly closing without something like that happening. But now we're going to close it with a prayer. God bless you, William. Great job debating, destroying the cults. One throne. Christ is king. Brother, thank you so much. You are goated. You're incredible. Thank you for your support. That will be the final super chat of 2025. I love all of you all. The Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Amen. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women. Blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Father, Son, Spirit. Happy New Year to all of you all. All of you all are goated. All of you all are phenomenal. All of you all are the faithful. And if you are not yet over there on patreon.com, special Mariology related episodes dropping. Patron only. And Friday night, Christology continues. If you haven't checked this out over there on patreon.com, should be your New Year's resolution to do it. Now for the final time of the year. Let's close it out with a bang.
The seasons come and go like thoughts of you. Like a wave returns to the sea, into the blue. They change but in a cycle that I can't lose. Each painful but delightful to live through. You came into my life just like another season. Not for long, just a time, just like another season. Maybe this time next year you'll reappear for no reason, but I'll cherish every day until you come my way this season. The seasons turn and change just like your mind. Like the sun gives into the moon, into the night. Time continues marching, it slowly crawls. With each new one starting, I recall you came into my life just like another season. Not for long, just a time, just like another season. Maybe this time next year you'll reappear for no reason, but I'll cherish every day until you come my way this season. Each time of year carries memories, like a never fading whisper in the breeze. Oh, we will keep on changing